Hey there, guys. Matt Ziga here. Wanted to give you a download and some insight around taking clarity breaks. And so, a clarity break is a discipline that the most successful leaders in business all share. They all take time to disconnect from the day to day and spend time thinking and working on the business. And so, what I'll walk you through are some best practices here for things to think about as you take your clarity break, the why behind it, how to prepare for it, and how to make the most out of your clarity breaks. And so please know that when you're going to take a clarity break, I say this to every team that I work with. A clarity break is time scheduled with yourself to think and work on the business. And oftentimes I have people say, listen, I do those all the time. I'm driving in the car, or I do that kind of thinking in the shower, or sometimes I sit on my back patio on a Friday night and I have a glass of scotch. That's my clarity break. But the reality is, and what I challenge the teams that I work with to think about, those aren't true clarity breaks. A clarity break is time scheduled with yourself on your calendar to get out of the office, and likely you're carving out an hour to bring a legal pad or your remarkable and to think, to journal, to reflect, to get the thoughts out of your head. And so, again, as a rule of thumb, never take a clarity break at your desk in the office. Turn off your phone. It's an opportunity to disconnect, to quiet your mind. And the irony of taking a great clarity break is it's actually going to give you time back because you'll have clarity. You'll have made a decision. You're going to be more committed to the direction that you're going. And so sometimes people don't take clarity breaks because they're always in the day to day and they're always on to the next thing. But we need to take the time to pull ourselves out of the day to day and get clear on, am I working on the most important things? Is this the direction that we should be heading in? Right? Oftentimes, just a 1 degree, if you can change the plane 1 degree, right, you might go to a completely different destination. And so it's also not time to get caught up on your emails, right? Go through your to-do list. That's not a clarity break. You should also have time in your calendar, right? Either a buffer day or some buffer hours in your day to do those kind of things. And so taking clarity breaks certainly take time to form this habit. And so sometimes it can feel clunky at first, but the idea is to go into your clarity breaks with an open mind and with some curiosity around, how can I change? How can I grow? Right? Is there a decision that I need to be making? And so, rule of thumb, you want to schedule about an hour to take your clarity break. And so, Gino Wickman, founder of EOS, subscribes to the method of taking an hour clarity break. I subscribe to the same methodology and it works brilliantly. During that first part of the clarity break, you're letting the thoughts flow. You're journaling. You're letting one tangential thought lead to the next one. If you spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes journaling, ideating around a question, an idea, something that you want to get solved, then you spend the last 15 minutes going back through your notes and making a commitment to, what are you going to do differently? Is it a conversation that you need to have? And are you clear on the thoughts and the bullets around how that conversation is going to unfold? Is it a decision that you need to make? Right? And so getting clear on the action that you're going to take coming out of that clarity break. And then it's great to either schedule time in your calendar to make sure that you can take the action coming out of that clarity break, or you add that to your to-do list. And so often in that same line of thinking, a great clarity break requires a question, right? how should I be restructuring my department? Do I have the right people on my team? Can we make these processes more efficient, right? How can I make the relationship better between, if I'm the integrator, between the visionary and I, or with my business partner? And so the idea is that you bring a great question into those clarity breaks. And so be patient. Often, as you're journaling, as you're reflecting in the first part of the meeting, sometimes some of the best ideas come at the very tail end. And so be patient there and commit to taking a clarity break once a week. If you're a leader, the most important time that you spend is actually working on the business, right? We have to pull ourselves out of the day to day, the working in the business, and be open to how this could work for you. I'll share what works for me. I either do a clarity break in one of two places. Either I go to the local coffee house and I bring my Remarkable, I shut my phone off or I turn it on silent, and I'm present with that issue that I need to solve or the focus that I want to create. Or another hack that I have in terms of taking clarity breaks is I know that if I have a flight next week, Monday morning, I'm turning my phone off on that flight. It's just me and my Remarkable. I have a great question that I'm going to bring into that clarity break, and that's where I spend my time. And so schedule your clarity break, get it on your calendar, make the commitment to working on the business, and have fun with it. Make it a great clarity break. Reach out if I can help.